Think about the device in your hand right now, the one you're watching this on. It exists because one man believed in thinking differently. Steve Jobs wasn't just a creator, he was a dreamer who believed in the impossible. Once he dropped out of college, slept on floors, and questioned his purpose, and because of that, he built a legacy that lives on in the tools we use every single day. How did he do it? Let's explore his incredible journey. Steve Jobs wasn't born into greatness. Adopted at birth, he grew up in a humble home in Mountain View, California. He was difficult, rebellious, and constantly questioned authority. His teachers found him troublesome, and he often clashed with those around him. But behind his rough edges was a mind that saw the world differently. Jobs was always obsessed with what could be, not what was. His stubbornness, often seen as a flaw, became his greatest strength. He wasn't easy to work with, and many found him arrogant and controlling. But it was this very obsession with perfection that pushed him to create revolutionary products. Steve's story is a testament to how being different can change the world. Born on February 24, 1955 in San Francisco, Jobs grew up in the heart of Silicon Valley. After enrolling at Reed College in 1972, he dropped out after just one semester, questioning the purpose of formal education. He spent the next few years wandering, sleeping on floors, and attending classes that interested him, like calligraphy. It's ironic that his brief time in a seemingly random course would later influence the beautiful fonts Apple is known for today. He also traveled to India, seeking spiritual enlightenment, and dabbled in counterculture movements. Jobs was lost, just like many of us feel at times, but those moments of uncertainty shaped the visionary he would become. These experiences taught him to think differently, a philosophy that would shape his entire career. In 1976, Steve Jobs co-founded Apple with Steve Wozniak. Wozniak was the engineering mastermind, while Jobs was the visionary and marketer. Together, they created the Apple I, followed by the Apple II, one of the first highly successful personal computers. But Steve wasn't an easy person to work with. His relentless pursuit of perfection often led to conflicts with colleagues. His temper was legendary, and he demanded nothing short of excellence. By 1985, his abrasive leadership style led to a major fallout at Apple, and he was ousted from the company he helped build. Imagine that, being fired from your own creation. Most people would have given up, but not Steve Jobs. After leaving Apple, Jobs founded Next, which aimed to build high-end computers for education and business. Next wasn't a commercial success, but its technology would later help revive Apple. During this period, Jobs also bought a small graphics division from George Lucas, which became Pixar. In 1995, Pixar released Toy Story, the first 3D animated film, revolutionizing the film industry and solidifying Jobs as a force in more than just tech. So even in his failure, Steve Jobs was laying the groundwork for his future success. Next was ahead of its time, and Pixar became a giant in animation. Jobs was a master at turning setbacks into opportunities. In 1997, Apple was on the verge of bankruptcy. Desperate for survival, they brought Steve Jobs back, and he quickly turned the company around. Under his leadership, Apple launched products that would change the world: the iMac, iPod, iPhone, and iPad. Each product was a testament to Jobs' belief in simplicity, design, and user experience. The iPhone, in particular, was revolutionary. When it was released in 2007, no one could have predicted the impact it would have. Today, it's hard to imagine life without it. Jobs didn't just save Apple, he transformed it into one of the most valuable companies on the planet. By the time of his death in 2011, Steve Jobs' net worth was estimated at $10.2 billion. But his true legacy isn't in his wealth, it's in the way we communicate, work, and live our daily lives. If Jobs were still alive, one can only imagine where his relentless drive would have taken him. But one thing is clear, he wouldn't have stopped dreaming, innovating, and challenging the status quo. His belief in pushing boundaries and thinking differently is a lesson for all of us.